Hey, what's going on, guys? Rony Boney here, to be sure, bringing you a commentary regarding what Halo 5 should have in it, and more so, this commentary is going to relate to what Halo 5 has done wrong, and it's just going to be my real thoughts on it. I have had so much faith over the past months in 343. I really have. I have stuck by them and said, well, they're adding this, so it's great, and they're doing this, so it's great, but now I'm at the end of my tether with 343. It's some shit in this game. Like, you'll see right now, actually. Right here, actually. This is a prime example of weapon balancing. What the fuck? I've hit, like, direct railguns and it hasn't killed people. And that there, they were so close I should have killed them both in the one shot and I shouldn't have died. But that's besides the point. I nearly broke my jaw moving my mouth, so ouch. And I'm going to talk about some of the problems that I've had with Halo 4 and that I think it's having in general that is inhibiting the game from really pushing the boundaries of what a Halo game should be. So, don't pull an EA and release unfinished games. 343, you've released Halo 5's beta in Halo 4, and you guys know that's what it is. You do know you've had the CSR outside of the game, which is a huge fuck up, which everybody didn't like because Reach didn't have, ranks in the game. Reach would have survived a lot longer were there ranks. You've done some other shit as well, like, adding, like, weapon balancing, like the BR, the DMR, that kind of thing that you're only getting around to now, that should have been out of the box, which really exhibits, it's the fact that it really is a beta, that you're still not, you've only just listened now, and that you're still working on making the game better, or exactly what we wanted. It's astounding. It is absolutely astounding. I'm not completely hating on 343. I do enjoy the game, but as a casual game, and when people play Halo, which was, MLG's poster boy from like 2004, or like even before that, actually, shit, from 2001 or so to about, well, I have to say now, to about 2012. The fact that it was the most competitive console game, it's gone now. And I want it to come back, and you can make it come back. Just make Halo 5 the way the competitive community and the regular community want it. The numbers will skyrocket. I was on Halo 3 today, and I was thinking back when I used to see 400,000 people, and this is in the morning, by the way. I'm from Europe. This was in the morning. This is in the morning for Europe when most people were asleep. But it was the Americans that were online. And there was 400,000 people online. 400,000. That's crazy. I think Halo 4 only broke like 100,000. Black Ops routinely only gets like 250-ish thousand max. Guys, like, come on. You need to make the game the way that we need it. Because then you're going to get those huge numbers again. And you're going to make sales. That's what you guys are doing, right? You want to make sales. You want to make a bit of cash. That's how you're going to make cash. Make the game the way the people want it. Make it for the people. By the people. Okay. So, one more thing as well. Not one more thing. Way more things to come, guys. Way more things to come. Game types. Okay? Infinity Slayer is not exactly the best experience ever. I know you guys tried your asses off. I know you probably did really try and make something different for the community. It doesn't work though. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to add an Infinity Slayer only playlist and then classic game types. There's a classic mod out there, 343. No one will care if you use that. No one will care if you use that to base your game off of, for other game types. No one will care if there's a playlist called Halo Classic Slayer, or Halo Classic Objective, or Halo Classic whatever, Throwdown. No one will care. I'm telling you, nobody will care. Why would they care? It's what everybody has been wanting. It's a change. Like, you guys are great at, putting in a great playlist and just yanking it straight out after 2 weeks. Why don't you just do that with a classic mod and see how it goes? I can guarantee you that there'll be so many people in those playlists because they won't have to worry about bullshit happening to them. They won't have to worry about the luck factor of Ordnance. They won't have to worry about Promethean vision. They won't have to worry about things like jetpack and the assault rifle, jetpack assault riflers just destroying you overhead. They won't have to worry about that. That will bring people back to your game. Now think about it logically. This can only help your game. I don't know how it could hinder your game. I've thought really hard on it. How could it hinder your game? It can't. Okay? It really can't. In regards to maps as well, actually, you need a mix, okay? You need some large maps, then some medium largest, and then small maps. And why do you need small maps? You need small maps for the core game types. Slayer. People play Halo to kill other people. You know, to get up to 50 kills on a team and kill people, or play in Rumble Pit. You need small maps, okay? And in regards to maps, you don't need to create maps yourselves. Use some user-submitted ones. Use the community's favorite competitive maps, and maybe make the graphics look a lot nicer. Like maybe you find a map that's perfect for 4v4, and you say, okay, we're going to make this with, you know, a Forerunner feel to it, or a UNSC crashed frigate feel to it. You can do that, and no one will care, because you're actually showing that you care for the community. Guys, you have to do that. You absolutely have to do that. And also, bringing in remakes. You brought in Shutout. Thank you for that. Honest, I'm going to say thank you for that. That was a great move on your parts. Bring in Guardian. The Pit. Narrows. Heretic. Warlock. No one is going to care if in Halo 5 or even in Halo 4 those maps come out. They'll, you know, there's some maps that you did bring out that were great. Adrift, I love it. Haven. I think everyone loves Haven. Opus is great, and Simplex is great. There, you know, you are doing okay with the maps. Seriously, you are, but there's some like Simplex and, you know, the bane of my life, Settler. Settler is basically like playing King of the Hill in Team Slayer. It's stupid. That hill, if you control that hill, you win the game. You win the game. Every time. Every time. You need to balance your maps out. You need smaller maps if you're doing Slayer game types. You really do. They don't even have to be that big. But just make them just slightly bigger, and you're golden. You are honestly golden. Bring back the old maps. Look, like, ask the community, would you like old maps? And have a vote. And I guarantee you, some of the maps that are going to be in there are the Pit, Guardian, Narrows. Those maps, everyone loved them in Halo 3. People have played on those maps thousands of times. Shit, Sanctuary, actually. Sanctuary from Halo 2 and Halo Reach. Bring that back in. That's a great map. That is an absolutely amazing map. MLG like MLG maps. If MLG have chosen a map to put in the game, put it in the game. You know, because there is a reason. There is an absolute reason for it. Okay, so there's more stuff that I need to talk about. CSR. It needs to be beside our name tags in Halo 5. It has to be, or maybe in Halo 4, but hopefully that will happen. I don't have much hope for it, but I do still have some. It's a fool's hope, but it needs to be beside our name solely for the fact of bragging rights. People enjoyed that, and people strived to do better because of that number beside their name. It was an active representation of how good they were at the game, and it frustrated people. I would have played a lot more Halo 4 now after the CSRs come in had it been beside my name. You know, it's too easy, this CSR in the individual playlists. It's way too easy to get towards a 50. It really is. So what you guys need to do is put it beside our names for bragging rights so that you can know whether you're worse or better than somebody, and that you can strive to improve. That is something that people want to do in Halo because it's a very tough game. People want to improve at the game. People strive hard in Halo to better themselves. Okay, so don't emulate COD either. You know, don't say, you know, we need loadouts, we need to evolve this much to do that. You could have evolved slightly and still gotten a huge market towards your game had you just made it a classic game with some, you know, some altercations. What you could have done actually in regards to playlists was you could have done what you do now, where you in doubles, where it's like doubles pro or infinity doubles, that kind of thing, or, you know, objective doubles. What you could have done is in Infinity Slayer game types is you could have had infinity rules, you could have had pro rules where there's like those 5 loadouts, or you could have just had something like, you know, classic Halo, you know, classic Halo 4 Haven BRs or something like that. You could have had that with weapon drops and everything. You could have done that. And people would have said, okay, there's some variety here. And, you know, the really hardcore guys would say, oh, well, we're going to choose, you know, the classic settings, or we're going to choose the ones with no radar because that shows the most skill and we have the best communication. You're going to give everybody what they want. And a lot of the time I will say that it would go to infinity. You know, people who play it very casually would say, well, I like having Promethean Vision, that kind of thing, so I'm going to use that. You need to make the game more accessible to everybody, not just the casual people, okay? Another thing as well, don't charge 1/6 of the game, which is around, for Americans, I think it's like $10, for 3 extra maps, especially when the map packs, some of them are just terrible, okay? It's just terrible, okay? It really is. So, guys, make sure that you're doing everything according to the community. I want you guys to listen more to Bravo as well, Bravo and Quinn, because they seem like they have some really great ideas and that they're being hindered by you guys. And maybe they don't want to lose their jobs, which is fair enough. It's times are tough, boys. But make sure that you listen to the people that you've hired if they have so much experience in gaming. Like Quinn basically made Gears of War 3 what it is now, which is a great game. It is a great game, and it's quite competitive. And Bravo, being, you know, the coach for Triggers Down, he has so much insight into the way a Halo game should work that he is the person that you should be groveling to when you're making changes, like completely groveling to. I'm glad though, on a final note, I'm glad that you are making some changes. I have hopes that Halo 4 will continue to get better and will come close to Halo 3 in regards to how good it is. And I have so much hope that you're going to take, you know, you're going to take some of the suggestions that the community have made and learn from the mistakes that you've made, more importantly, and make Halo 5 the best Halo to date. You guys can do it. You just have to work your asses off. Nothing in this life comes easy. Don't give us a game that is easily made. Stretch yourselves. Alright guys, I'm Rony Boney. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Have an amazing day. Bye bye.